Download ebooks bundle now, link in description.
The air was thick with tension. The room was dark, the only light coming from a flickering candle on a small wooden table. The audience sat in silence, holding their breath as they waited for the speaker to begin. In the corner, a shadow moved. Was it the wind, or was something watching? The speaker slowly walked to the center of the room, their steps echoing in the stillness. And then, without warning, they spoke. Do you know the secret to making people listen to you? To capturing their attention in a way that no one else can? What if I told you that all the great speakers, the ones who leave an unforgettable mark on your heart and mind, have something in common, something you cannot see but can only feel? The audience leaned in, drawn by the mystery. Was it power? Was it charisma? The words seemed to float in the air, thick with anticipation, as the speaker continued. I know the secret. The secret that has been hidden for centuries. The secret that has turned ordinary people into legends. And today, I am going to share it with you. But there's a twist. It's not as simple as it seems. You see, in the world of speaking, there are two paths, one that leads to the light, to success, and the other. Well, the other is a dark path, one that many fear to tread. Will you choose the right path? Or will you let fear and doubt keep you from reaching your full potential? The audience could hardly breathe. What was this secret? Why was it so mysterious, so filled with danger and promise? They could not look away. Let me take you on a journey, the speaker continued. A journey into the heart of what makes a speaker truly confident. Imagine standing in front of an audience, the lights bright, your heart racing. The fear, oh, it grips you like nothing else. You can feel your hands shake. Your mind goes blank. The world seems to spin around you, and for a moment, it feels like you might collapse. But then, something shifts. The room seemed to grow colder as the speaker's voice lowered. You see, there is a moment just before you speak when everything becomes clear. It is in that moment that the power of confidence can either make you or break you. The secret, my friends, lies in how you choose to react. It's not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about showing the world who you truly are and letting them see your heart. The suspense was unbearable. What did the speaker mean by showing the world who you truly are? Was it that simple? Could it really be about being real? Imagine, the speaker said, standing in front of that crowd, but instead of fearing them, you embrace them. You look into their eyes and you see, not strangers, but people just like you, each with their own fears, their own hopes, their own dreams. You realize that you are not alone. The very people who you feared are your greatest allies. And in that moment, you feel something change inside you. The room was electric with energy. It was as if the audience could feel the shift. The fear that once held them back was slowly beginning to dissolve, replaced with a glimmer of hope. "This is where the real magic happens," the speaker said, their voice rising with excitement. "Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you create, step by step, moment by moment. It is in how you carry yourself. It is in the way you speak. It is in the stories you tell. And it is in the way you face your fears, no matter how dark or terrifying they seem." The audience was on the edge of their seats, their hearts racing. What was this magic? How could they find it? "The truth is," the speaker said softly, almost whispering, "we are all afraid. We all have doubts. We all worry about what others will think of us. But the confident speaker, the one who commands attention and earns respect, they have learned to embrace those fears. They have learned to use fear to fuel their passion, their voice, their message." The speaker paused, allowing the weight of their words to sink in. The air was thick with emotion, as if everyone in the room had suddenly realized something profound. "Do you want to know the secret? It's not about being perfect. It's not about having the perfect words or the perfect delivery. The secret to being a confident speaker is knowing that it's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to feel scared. What matters is that you keep going. You keep speaking. You keep sharing your truth, no matter what." The speaker's voice was steady now, full of conviction. The audience, now fully engaged, hung on every word. "There are moments when you will feel afraid. There are times when you will doubt yourself. But I promise you this, if you keep pushing forward, if you keep believing in yourself, something magical will happen. You will transform. And when that transformation happens, you will see the world differently. You will see yourself differently. And the most beautiful part is, others will see you differently too." The speaker's words resonated deep within the hearts of those listening. It was as if the entire room had come alive with possibility. "There is no greater power than the power of belief," the speaker said softly. "When you believe in yourself, when you trust in your voice, you can move mountains. You can touch hearts. You can change the world, one word at a time." For a moment, the room was completely still. The audience was lost in thought, reflecting on the power of those words. The fear, the doubts, the worries, they all seemed so small now. The path ahead was clear. Confidence was not a destination. It was a journey that began with a single step, the step of believing in yourself. And just when the audience thought the speaker had finished, a final, heart-stirring thought echoed through the room. "Remember this," the speaker said. their voice filled with emotion. The greatest speakers are not the ones who are flawless, but the ones who are willing to be vulnerable. The ones who are willing to stand in front of others, open their hearts, and speak their truth. So I ask you now, are you ready to take that step? Are you ready to become the confident speaker you were always meant to be? The silence that followed was not empty, but full of possibility. The audience was no longer just listening. They were waiting for the courage to step forward, waiting for the moment when they would embrace their fears and find their true voice. As the speaker left the stage, a quiet excitement filled the room. The journey had only just begun. And so, my friends, if you want to unlock the power of your voice, if you want to become the confident speaker that everyone listens to, remember this. It is not the words that make you powerful, but the belief that you are worthy to speak them. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And most importantly, you matter. So, what are you waiting for? Take the first step. Believe in yourself. And never stop speaking your truth. If you enjoyed this story, if it touched your heart, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's keep this journey going. Because together, we can all find our voices and become the speakers we were always meant to be. The room was still humming with the energy of what had just been shared. The silence was not an empty void, but rather, it was a space filled with reflection, a space where each person seemed to be searching within themselves for the courage to move forward. The thoughts of fear, uncertainty, and doubt were no longer as powerful as they had once been. They had been replaced with something much stronger, the spark of belief, the flicker of hope, and the whisper of possibility. The speaker knew that the journey ahead for each person would not be easy. Confidence doesn't come overnight. It is not a magical switch that can be flipped, but rather a muscle that must be exercised and strengthened day by day. Every moment of hesitation, every tiny step forward, every choice to speak when silence feels safer, all of these are part of the path. It's a path that requires patience, courage, and above all, self-compassion. But here's the thing, every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to the person you were always meant to be. Every time you stand before an audience, whether it's just one person or 1,000, there's an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to connect. And the most incredible part is that with every word you speak, you are leaving a piece of yourself behind, creating an impact that will ripple out into the world in ways you cannot yet imagine. Imagine the first time you spoke in public. Perhaps you were nervous, maybe even terrified. Your palms were sweaty, your heart raced, and you struggled to keep your thoughts from spiraling. But here's the beautiful part, that fear, that vulnerability, is what makes you human. That is where the connection begins. When people hear your story, when they feel the emotion behind your words, that is when they truly see you. And in that moment, you are no longer just a speaker. You are a beacon, a light shining brightly in the darkness. Now, close your eyes for a moment and think about the people who have inspired you the most in your life. What made them so unforgettable? What was it about their words, their energy, their presence that made you listen so intently? Was it their perfect speech, or was it something deeper? Was it their honesty, their authenticity, their willingness to show up as they truly were? This, my friends, is the essence of confidence. It is not about being flawless. It's not about always having the right words. It's about showing up, being real, and owning your story. It's about speaking from the heart. Even when you're scared, even when you're unsure. It's about being vulnerable, because that vulnerability is what makes you relatable. That is what draws people in. When you speak with authenticity, you invite others to do the same. You create a space where everyone feels heard, seen, and understood. And in that space, confidence is born not because you are perfect, but because you are brave enough to be yourself. But the journey doesn't end there. To be a confident speaker, you must also learn to handle the moments of fear. Fear is not the enemy, it is the teacher. The more you face your fears, the more you realize they have no power over you. The more you speak, the more you realize that the world does not crumble when you make a mistake. In fact, mistakes are not the end, they are the beginning. They are the lessons that will shape you into the speaker you want to be. And what about the people who judge you? The critics, the naysayers, the ones who doubt your ability? They will always be there, waiting in the shadows, ready to tell you that you're not good enough. But here's the truth, their opinions don't matter. The only opinion that matters is yours. When you believe in yourself, when you know deep down that you have a message to share with the world, no amount of criticism can stop you. There will be times when you will feel defeated, when you'll question your worth, when the fear will seem too great to overcome. But in those moments, remember this: you have everything you need within you. You have the power to speak your truth, to share your message, and to change the world. Every time you speak, you are making a difference. Every time you stand up and share your voice, you are creating an impact. But the most powerful thing of all is this: the world needs your voice. There are people out there who are waiting to hear what you have to say. There are hearts waiting to be touched by your words, minds waiting to be inspired by your story. So don't hold back. Don't let fear keep you silent. The world is waiting for you to speak, to stand tall, and to be confident in who you are. As you move forward on this journey, remember that confidence is a choice. It is a choice to believe in yourself, to trust in your abilities, and to embrace the power of your voice. It is a choice to speak even when it feels uncomfortable, to stand tall even when your knees are shaking, to be real even when it feels easier to hide. You are a speaker. You have a story to tell. And your voice matters. So, my friends, take a deep breath, square your shoulders, and step into your power. The world is waiting for you. And when you begin to speak with confidence, when you begin to embrace your true self, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Before we finish, I want to leave you with one final thought. It is a thought that I hope will stay with you, a thought that will guide you through every challenge, every fear, and every doubt. Your voice is a gift. It has the power to heal, to inspire, and to change the world. Don't ever underestimate the impact of your words. Speak your truth, and the world will listen. If this message resonated with you, if you feel ready to embrace your confidence and step into your power, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with others who might need to hear it. Together, we can build a community of confident speakers, each supporting one another as we find our voices and share our stories with the world. The journey is just beginning. Are you ready to take that first step? I believe in you, and I can't wait to see the incredible things you will achieve.